The girl had just graduated from nursing school and started working in a new hospital. Although she loved her job as a nurse, it was difficult for her to get along with the people she worked with, mostly young doctors who had just graduated from medical school. The problem was that they liked to play each other. It was hard for her to live with them in a room that was next to the hospital, because they were noisy until very late at night. The nurse worked for many hours and she needed sleep. Whenever she complained about their behavior, the naughty doctors laughed so much and in her face, and told her to close her fat mouth. The nurse eventually reported the behavior of the young doctors to the head doctor of the hospital, and they all had various problems. The doctors began to really hate the nurse and spent days developing a plan to take revenge on her. Finally, one of the doctors came up with a really cruel joke how they could play a young nurse, and others happily agreed to help. One night, they snuck into the morgue located in the basement of the hospital and cut off the hand of one of the corpses and took it away. Then they entered the nurse's rooms and put the sawn-off hand under her bedclothes. They put her in the lower part of the bed, so that when she lay down her legs rested on her arm. When the girl went to the bedroom, the doctors had to restrain their laughter. The nurse was suspicious of their behavior, but was too tired to figure out what was going on, and entered the room, closing the door behind her. The men in the corridor were impatiently waiting for the nurse to find the severed hand in their beds. But nothing happened. No one shouted or swore. Everything was quiet. After a while, the doctors got tired of waiting, and they began to go to bed. They assumed that they had stuck their hand too far, and the nurse simply did not feel it. The next morning, when they woke up, the doctors went to check on the nurse. Having received no answer when they knocked on the door, they turned the door handle and went inside. The room was completely empty. The doctors searched the nurse's bedroom, and when they opened her closet, they saw a terrible sight. The nurse was curled up in the corner of the closet, her hair completely gray, and her eyes rolled up so that it seemed she had completely lost her mind. Her face had aged by 20 years. But the worst thing was that she was chewing on the offered hand.